The president of the local Teamsters Union in Cincinnati in northern Kentucky is warning trucking companies to send trucks out in convoys after midnight on Monday.
You must admit, most Americans
ready to
don't
dissolve his
believe
name out, ready to push
a
it on
fetus
one.
is yet a person, or abortion is the same thing as killing a born baby.
And so all these things we have alike, the stadium and the river and the bridges and the river boats and the rolling hills and the fountain.
Live from Cincinnati, it's Rock Around the Block.
That's pretty good for Mike.
And he had to have somebody in the back of the alley knocking down all those pins.
Yeah. Well, we're going to work on our bowling this weekend, and you have a very nice vacation.
In Brazil tonight, 2 people on board a hijacked jetliner are dead, and the hijacker is right now holding about 100 others hostage. Ken's now going to talk about a sport. I'll be honest, I use a snorkel in a bathtub, so it's not a...
glass of water bothers you, doesn't it?
Right,
Yeah.
It's not a sport I relate to much, but I'm going to be interested in hearing about it. Ken?
What a scary thought that is, too.
I'm Jerry Springer with an alternative plan for paying for mass transit. How about slot machines on all the buses? Even we become pretty defensive over the subject. So perhaps we shouldn't be too surprised at the response. We've seen him advertised in these newspaper inserts and on television. Hi. I am not God, nor am I a theologian. Dave Robinson takes a look at Cincinnati softball and Norma Cincinnati Vice. We'll have all the news tonight at 11. Please join us. Now, despite the massive search effort, all 3 men are still at large tonight.
But there's so little to do, even that councilman with the long hair can draw a crowd.
I'd like to go back to that shot we saw of you just a couple of minutes ago.
Where did they get
What was that year? 1977?
They had the Mr. America contest, and I was supposed to give a key to the city as the mayor. I took my shirt
And
off.
he took his shirt.
I'll never do that again.
You'll never do that again. Okay.
Like that.
Good evening, I'm Jerry Springer. Coming up on News 5, if you drink decaffeinated coffee because you think it's healthy for you, well, think again.
Despite his rough times, WLWT became the #1 news program in Cincinnati.
Because I was doing the news, I couldn't very well be dancing with the Chippendales in the afternoon if I was going to be doing serious news at night.
Thank you for letting the son of refugees of Nazi Germany make it in America.
Jerry was definitely a maverick politician and a bit of a showman. One time he wrestled a bear at the convention center during a show.
He went to becoming a commentator, and then he went to becoming a newscaster.
So over the next hour, we'll explore a variety of topics that you'll find on the ballot tomorrow. All I can say is that I'm going to stay active in politics and now concentrate on hopefully being a very good mayor.
And feeling good was easy, Lord, when Bobby sang the blues.
You know, the last thing he said is the most relevant if you listen to his show. He's not just a comedian and doing a lot of jokes and stuff. He is a real lobbyist. An attendance record was set at Riverbend tonight. It broke the record that was set last night by the same artist, Detroit rock and roller Bob Seger. I'm up at 5:30 and I'm never back in the hotel till midnight or 1. So I'm living on 4.5 hours sleep every day, and you're always on. But maybe her greatest gift was what she taught us grown-ups, from the homespun simplicity of a noontime television set, that life is best and most meaningful when we take care of each other.
And when you're hearing everybody yelling sweep, and at the beginning everybody thought that the Oakland A's would be sweeping out Cincinnati Reds, but boy did they have that wrong. We fooled the world.
There was a sweep, but this time it was the Reds.
The inspiration comes not only from the fans for this great team, and not only from the memories of years past, but also from some music which was put together. We played it all along this last month. Let's hear it one more time. You can't touch this. If we don't find room for Jesse Jackson and the forgotten and alienated Americans he represents, if we chase these folks out of the system, what avenue is left for them to vent their anger?
The voters can't seem to resist a guy who wrestles bears and enjoys the disco scene. And that ability to win people over has begun.
I think the record in Cincinnati has been very positive. You know, we are one of the major American cities that's making it. With all due respect to the Constitution, we don't have to accept a seasonal display of the Ku Klux Klan on Fountain Square. Now, in order to make that legal argument, I think we have to recognize the difference between political statements and religious ones. The Red Cross is going places with HealthWorks, and getting your health checked is a good idea. The plane was 31,000 feet in the air when it caught fire. The pilot made a perfect landing. I'm Jerry Springer. The world changed, so we shouldn't be surprised that our colleges did too. Oh, and such an asshole. 3, 2, 1. Or when Johnny Bench invited us to participate in the June benefit performance of Damn Yankees. News 5. People make the difference.
This commercial should be proof. I'm not afraid, even of the truth, and even if it hurts. Come on, join me on June 8th. We're going to turn the state around.
The fate of some area schools decided. Details at 11. Harold Mills gets the scoop tonight at 11.
There are people really in need. As soon as we can get the food, we're going to get it out to these people.
What we remember most about Elvis is not the fact that he died, but we are reminded about the fact of when he was young and when he was young. So as I thank you tonight for the Best Anchor honor, as well as for accepting me in this dual role, I also must thank my bosses.
If Kroger has a record year in profits, do we all rally on Fountain Square? Who dey think's going to beat them cost cutters?
We're going to the World Series.
This is Cincinnati's year.
We're done.
Feel
It's over with. Don't even buy the tickets. It's all over with. Don't worry about it. And that's all the time we have for now. Stay tuned for news updates every hour on the hour. Thanks for being with us.
And we're going to see you again tomorrow. Until then, take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
Good night.